Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Paranormal Peeps podcast. I'm Elisa.
I'm Jamie.
And I'm Josh.
And tonight we are going to be talking about the Sandringham house. It is a mansion that sits on 20,000 acres.
Wait. 20,000 acres?
20,000 acres and the house itself has 29 bedrooms. It's in the Norfolk coast area of outstanding natural beauty and is where the royal family traditionally spend their Christmas.
Nice.
Jeez.
How'd it be to just say, I'm going to go over here for Christmas?
Right? Well, and on 20,000 acres,
Yeah.
bye-bye neighbors.
No
Oh,
kidding.
yeah. Well, you got to wonder, though, of that 20,000 acres, how big is the lawn and who is the poor soul or souls that has to mow it?
I don't know, but I hope they're paid extremely well.
Right.
I would just love the fact that there's no neighbors. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
like that State Farm song. Like a good neighbor, stay over there.
I'm not sure that's how that song, their jingle goes, but I like it.
Yeah, same. So all these events happen during Christmas time when the family comes and stays there, and it goes for 6 weeks, which is the same amount of time on where the queen stays there. So all of this happens from the beginning of the Christmas season and then continues on for 6 weeks.
Wow.
That'd be awesome.
Right?
6 weeks.
I want to go.
Think we get an invite? Just do you think the king would invite us now?
Highly doubtful.
They won't even have to see us.
Right?
I mean, we will just be
In the haunted wing.
in places that nobody will even know that we're there.
Because
Places
they don't
that
want to
they
go.
won't go.
Yeah, right?
We'll go.
We'll go.
Yeah, we'll even eat with the servants.
If I have to dress like the wallpaper to blend in so that our paths don't cross or so that you don't know I'm there,
Heck, I'll dress as a maid.
I'll do it.
I'll dress as a servant. I don't care.
Yeah.
Put me in.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to investigate.
That's right.
So much of the house history is punctuated by ghostly sightings and strange events, one of which will certainly shock you. Members of the staff at the home reportedly became scared of one room in the vast house after a number of nerve-wracking experiences were had in there. But one of the most unique took place at the home in the year 2000 and was revealed in the diaries of the late Society columnist Kenneth Rose. I wonder if he's a family member. When they were published after his death, he claimed that a little service, quote, little service, was held in one of the downstairs bedrooms in the 18th century mansion after members of the staff reported that there was paranormal activity there and that they were having these experiences. So the service in question was conducted by a pastor in the presence of the late queen, the queen mother, and lady-in-waiting, Prue Penn. The room in question was where the late queen's father, King George VI, lived before his death in 1952 and was said to be so haunted that the staff made it known that they didn't want to work in there. The congregation of the three took Holy Communion and special prayers were said, I think for the repose of the king's soul in the room in which he died. The parson said that the oppressive or disturbing atmosphere may have been because of Princess Diana. He had known such things before when someone had died a violent death. The service isn't the only report of ghostly activity at the Sandringham, as it was also said that King Charles became very nervous while viewing some old paintings there in the mid-1980s. Speaking in 2011, someone said, everyone believes that there are ghosts because so many have experienced them, including Prince Charles. There are older parts in the house where nobody wants to go or be alone. One account explained that while Charles and his valet were looking at some prints, that they both felt like someone was behind them, even though the room was empty. The source revealed, after crying, "Oh, heck!" the prince grabbed the first print and got out as quickly as he could. He was petrified. There have been lots of incidences in the library. There was an old clock there that the hands moved by themselves, and there is a smaller part of the library where the servants once had a nap, only to be woken up by books flying from the shelves. One of the most famous occurrences, believed to be true by the Queen herself, was reported in 1996 by a footman, Sean Crosdell. He saw the ghost of Tony Jared, the Queen's favorite steward, who had died a year previously in the cellar. Crosdell was very frightened to see the image of Tony dressed in his familiar blue apron. He dropped several bottles of wine and ran screaming from the cellar. Jared had died at the age of 60 after a dedicated service to the royal family for 38 years. The Queen had known him his entire life, and according to the royal insider, was very fond of him, and takes comfort in knowing that he is still around. The Queen has had a few paranormal experiences herself. She has also seen Tony's ghost, and, as a child, she and her sister, Princess Margaret, saw the ghost of Queen Elizabeth I at Windsor. The uncle of Prince Philip, Prince Christopher of Greece, is reported to have once seen a head and shoulders of a woman reflected in a mirror while staying there. Evidently, later on during this stay, he saw a portrait of the woman. Her name was Dorothy Walpole, and she had died in 1726. King George IV also saw her ghost once in Rainham Hall in Norfolk. A number of unexplained poltergeist occurrences have been reported at the Norfolk Base Country Retreat, including Christmas cards being rearranged on mantelpieces by unseen hands and sheets being flung off beds. It said that some servants point blank refused to go into one particular second-floor bedroom where the sound of heavy breathing has previously been heard. The housemaids believe that the most frightening spot in the house is the sergeant footman's corridor on the second floor. They only clean that area in pairs or groups. Light switches are turned on and off, and footsteps are heard walking down the corridor. The doors are heard opening and closing, and the most terrifying noise is a wheezing sound that resembles a huge, grotesque lung breathing in and out. That's a lot.
That is a lot of activity.
Yeah, you gotta wonder, like, how the place has got to be old. It's probably centuries old.
I think it was built in 1700s.
There you go.
1770s.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, that's.
Well, and you mentioned Rainham Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Now, have you guys ever heard of the Brown Lady Rainham Hall? I wonder if that's the same one.
It could be.
It very well could be.
Yeah.
Because she's the one that was, like, locked up in her room, right?
I'm not sure. I just remember there's a picture of her.
Yeah, so her husband...
descending a staircase.
I'm pretty sure that her husband was... said that she had died.
Mm-hmm.
Told everybody that she died. But locked her up in a room. And she stayed there until she died in there.
Oh, man.
That's awful.
That is horrible.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what the story was. But...
I think it's interesting that you got sections of that house that people will not go in and clean unless they're in pairs or groups.
Well, that tells you right there. Like,
yeah.
They're legit scared. And when you go into places that give you the heebie-jeebies like that, you don't want to go alone.
You really don't. Yeah. I wouldn't want to.
No.
Mm-mm.
There's no way.
No, I think the scariest part, though, is just like hearing just wheezing or like heavy breathing by you.
Yeah.
I've had that happen before, and it's terrifying. It's like right at the back of your neck, by your ear, and it's terrifying because there's no body
There's no body to that breath.
To that breath, yeah. But I personally would love to see books fly off a shelf. I want to see that.
Anything fly off a shelf. I'd like to see that.
Right?
Totally.
Or out of a drawer, like silverware flying across the room.
Or
totally.
Or index cards in a card catalog.
That would be cool.
I mean, everyone else is like, what's a card catalog?
I know.
We're old.
Well, that dates us.
Yeah,
right?
We're old.
Well, everybody, thank you for joining us for this short and partially terrifying ghost story. And as always, stay ghosty, my peeps. Thank you for listening to the Paranormal Peeps podcast. You can find us on social media at Twitter at CPR Paranormal, on Facebook at Paranormal Peeps Podcast and Cold Spot Paranormal Research. And you can find us on Instagram at coldspot_paranormal_research.